Hello guys, welcome to our class of number 10, and on the last class we make a way to destroy ghosts that are following us and also to make the ammo box exist right here and not float around if it hits something. So basically right now if we shoot at the ghost, we are going to, it's going to destroy them. There are just a few things that I want to correct about that part, but and also include more stuff into the game. One thing that I want to fix is if you analyze, you can hit one ghost and basically the bullet continued to existing after it hits the ghost. You see, like it's going all the way, like away. So I want basically to destroy the bullet at the same time as we destroy the ghost. So just see what is going on right now, and then I'm gonna fix it and you're gonna notice the difference. So right now if I hit something like this one, I can maybe even hit twice. You saw that one. Of course you can leave this kind of bullet as a feature if you want, but I'm going to remove in here. And then the next thing that we're going to do is just when we hit the ghost, I want to have a score point somewhere that show to me that I hit the ghost and I'm gonna earn some kind of score. It can be 10 score per ghost, or and I don't know, just a way that we can have a final result in the end of the game. Something like this I think is gonna be pretty cool, so we can compete with our friends and it kind of have a goal. So like the goal is not only to vanish the ghosts, but are also to earn some scores. So that's what we are going to be doing today. Okay, so first let's correct the bullet problem in which it doesn't disappear. This collision calculation is happening actually in the ghost manager. So inside of the ghost manager, we are doing what we did on the last class. We are correcting the collision and we are basically making it disappear when it hit the ghost. So right here, if something called bullet, a tagged bullet, hit the ghost, we're going to destroy the ghost. But as well, I want to destroy the bullet. So what I'm going to do is just type destroy, and then I'm going to put cool, that is the collision from the bullet, game object. So it's get the game object from the collision. That's in this case is the bullet. So if I save the script as it is right now, we are going to see that our bullet is going to vanish with the ghost. So if I kill this one, you see, like if I hit the ghost, the bullet does not exist afterwards. Of course, you can leave the bullet existing, so you just don't do this line of destroy right here. You can leave it as a feature. I don't know if it's your goal. I'm just showing you guys how we can actually destroy the game. Most of the time we want to destroy the bullet. Most of the games actually destroy the bullet just to prevent it not hitting other kind of enemy in the way, right? And the next thing that we're going to do is to add a score system inside of the player. First of all, let's make the score text, just to take a look on how it's going to look. And then later, we are going to make a score system to add score to the player. And then afterwards, we are going to actually increment that score when we hit the ghost with the bullet. Okay, so here in the canvas, we already have a text called ammo amount, and that is already calculating the bullets. If we shoot, it's going to decrease and then update the text. So I'm going to create pretty much the same way. I'm just going to go to canvas, right click on the mouse, UI, I'm going to go to text, and then here on text, I'm going to put score. And then inside of score, you can see that probably it should be somewhere. I don't think it's showing up because it's black, but I can change the color of the font to be white. And then centralize this, put in the corner with our friend bullet, and just move a little bit. Yep, you can be right here. You can, as always, change and put anywhere. So I'm gonna put like instead of new text, I'm gonna put a score, and then just to take a look, 100. I don't know, something like this. So if we play the game, of course it's not working right now, but if we play the game, we're gonna have the score right there. right? So 100, and then if I kill some ghost, it should be like it should increment this one. Yeah, less ghosts kind of disappear and glitch in the kind of the woods. All right, so yeah, basically let's change this score in a way that we can increment it. So we have the script that is responsible for the bullet. Let me take a look. It's gun controller, right? We have a gun controller, and this gun controller have the ammo and all the stuff. It would like let's create another class, and this class will be player manager, and then basically the player manager will handle a lot of different features, including score, but not only score. It could like handle the health points of the player, maybe other kind of any kind of feature that is related to the player itself. It's going to be inside of this player manager. So let's go right here and create a new C# script, and the name of the C# script is going to be player manager. Of course, I'm gonna let me open this player manager one. Okay, player manager. As we are going to be using UI to show to the player the score, we gotta include a library called using Unity Engine and then .ui, because we're gonna use this one. And then of course we're gonna need to have two different variables. One of them is going to be our text, and then it's going to be the score UI. That's the one that we got to update in order to show the player. The other one, and then one, it's going to be an int and put score, only score, and it's going to start with 0. Of course, depending on the way that you do, you can make it score a float. But to be honest, I don't think we're gonna add decimal parts to it. Probably it's only going to be an integer numbers. So I'm going to use int for score, and then probably each ghost will add, let's say like 10 score points. I don't know. You can put different ghosts as well and make it them worth a different kind of scores if you want. It's your choice. Just basically what we are going to be doing is integer numbers. And then after here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new function, and then on start, I'm going to say that my score UI.text will be equal to score, and then space plus score. Of course, score is going to start with 0, but just let's say that we change something on Unity editor, just to make sure that every time that we start the game, it actually starts with 0 and show the players that is 0, and not any random information that it's on the Unity editor. And then after start, I'm going to put one function, and this one needs to be public because actually we're going to call it from outside, public void, and it's going to be add score. And then inside of that score, we need to have a score p. So score p is just the amount that we're going to add, and add score is a function that we can call from the player or other kind of class outside the player. So here on add score, I'm going to say that my score is going to increment by score p, and that's it to change the score. And then of course let's in the same moment that we increment the score, we can update the UI. So text is going to be equal to score, and then space, again score, and then I know that is updated value because it happens after we incremented this. Okay, so yeah, in the part of the player manager is pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Just to be easy, what I'm going to do, right here we have our tag player on the bit gun. I'm going to put the player manager on the bit gun because probably we're gonna use the tag player to get the information that we need. And if I put on the main camera, I will need to change the tag from main camera, and it would kind of probably like broke our game. So I'm gonna put the player manager inside of BitGun right here. So inside of BitGun, I can player manager right here, and then of course I'm going to link. Let's see. I'm going to link the score to score UI. All right. So if I start the game right now, it's probably going to change to 0. Yeah, there it is 0. So it's already updating my score. It's not, of course, updating with the ghost because I'm not adding a score at any part of my script. Okay, so right now what we need to do here on Ghost Manager, we need to pick the player by tag, and every time, actually, it's on inside. It's here. So every time that we hit the ghost, we're going to add score. So I'm going to add a new variable. This variable is going to be player, a public. It doesn't need to be public, actually, it can be private, because we're not gonna change this from the editor, and doesn't need to be visible, so we can leave it private. Game object, and this is going to be player. Okay, of course not player because it's the BitGun, but anyway, I think we're not gonna need to use player movement to change from outside, so that's okay. So here on start, player will be equal to game object, find game object with tag. And then, of course, the tag will be player. Similar to what we did with other parts of the script earlier. I guess we did something similar on, let me take a look. Right here. We used the player on ghost movement right here. So, the same thing. Okay. Okay, so player. Here, player, every time that we hit with a bullet, before I destroy everything, I'm going to say the player get component player manager add score, and then the score can be anything. I'm gonna put 10. One thing that we can do is add another variable, public one, and put something like score worth score, something like this, and they could be equal to 10, and then it's going to add the worth score, just because if we want to make different ghosts have different points, we can then just change the worth score, and it's already going to be cool with this. We can test other kind of ghosts right there. Okay, so right now if we test the game, just one moment to upload this. Come on, upload this. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. All right. Okay, so basically right here, if we play the game, you see that the Ghost Manager is already right here, and it's all of them worth 10 points. Okay, so if we play them and hit them, you see? They're kind of making worth more than 10 for some reason. Let's take a look on why it's doing this. Okay. It's adding right here at score. All right, let me change it to 1. Just real quick. It's saying that probably it's colliding more than once. So I don't know if that's the problem. We have 4. So if I go here, 2, 4. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. I don't know. Pretty much, let me delete some ghosts right here. Okay, that's probably just because it's adding twice to the ghosts, because I think it's colliding twice, all right? Depending on the way that you collide with the ghost right here. So maybe if I remove the box collider, let's check. Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is that we have both box collider and nav mesh to the ghost. So basically, when we hit the ghost, we kind of hit twice. That's a problem that we are facing. When I put box collider in the other classes, it was just to make it bigger, so it makes more sense when it got hit by, let's say, by the bullet. This is not an error. You can leave as it is. Just be careful because it's going to count twice. But one way of fixing this, and that's what I'm going to do right now, is to change the box collider, removing the box collider right here, and only leaving the nav mesh agent. Okay. Again, you can leave at both. Just be careful because it's going to count as 2 collisions. So what I'm going to do right here is remove the box collider from the ghost. So right now, if I have one ghost right here and shoot at it, it's going to count only 1 score and not like maybe 1 or 2. Another way of fixing this is just to make the box collider bigger than the nav mesh, so you make sure that it's not going to hit the nav mesh, because it's going to count twice. It's going to count the collision as well. So just be careful with this. One thing that I'm going to do also is to create another kind of ghost. So right here we have this ghost, and this ghost worth, let's say, 10 points. I'm going to put another kind of ghost right here, and then this ghost, I'm just gonna call it like premium. This ghost, I'm just gonna make it in the same position as it is usually. Okay, so all right. Okay, so this ghost right here, this one, I'm just gonna make it bigger. Okay, and I'm going, and then we can change some different stuff to it. I don't know, maybe you could change the texture to it in order to make it, I don't know, maybe like a blue or something. Or one thing that you can even make it very small. So it kind of, it's more difficult to like, how can I say? It's more difficult to actually hit it. All right. And one thing that I saw is one way of actually doing this is just drag and drop the ghost premium to here, and when it sells, if it's a original prefab or a variant, you just select variant. So if we change the ghost, is also going to change the premium, but if we change the premium, it's not going to change the ghost. So that's the goal. One thing that we need to do is we need to add the ghost manager to the ghost prefab. You can see right now that I only added to the object in the scene. And it's going to be a problem if you have prefabs because it's not added on the prefab. So I'm going to open the ghost prefab and then add ghost manager to the prefab. All right. And then, of course, I'm going to change my ghost premium. The only thing is that my ghost premium is going to worth 50 points, not 10, because it's difficult. Like, it's more difficult to hit that. And then I'm going to just drag and drop some different ghosts right here so we can make it work. And if we take a look on the game, you can see the ghost prefab. The -1 is just like in the middle. It's just a little bit buggy, the premium. But the other one is working. Should be working fine. Of course, this one that is not the prefab is not working. It's twice, so right here we need to remove this one. Okay, so this one is twice because it changed from the prefab. It's saying that it's 10. This one, let me take a look. Why it's right there. Yeah, it kind of changed it a little bit. Just one thing that we need to do actually in the ghost. You see right here that you have the collision right here, right? So if we shoot at it, okay, 1. All right. And the ghost premium, I guess this little fella, the ghost premium as it is, I'm not gonna make it tinier. I'm gonna make it this normal size just for this. So it's going to make, maybe we're gonna have some troubles doing this. So the ghost premium, it's going to be 0.6. So it's basically the same size as the other one. So just like show you that you can change different stuff, and then, but it worth 50. So if you got the right one, it's gonna worth more. So just let me take a look. Okay, so we're working. It's not adding up the score because on the script we have that is only adding up 1, right? So we need to change this 1 to worth score. Okay, so right now if we play the game, we are going to have, if we click here, 10, and if we hit the premium, 60, because it's worth 50. Alright, so I guess it was a little bit confusing because I tried to change the size, but anyway, them can be both like tinier or bigger. You just need to be careful with the size, and then the worth score is going to define how much points you get when you kill one of them. Alright, so that's it for this class. Right now we can populate our scene with different ghosts. Just be careful if you change the prefab or not. And then I see you guys on the next class. Bye bye.